It's Buzz Aldrin's birthday.
Buzz.
Buzz Lightyear's birthday.
Buzz Aldrin.
Oh.
He's an astronaut.
That's right.
So we're going to talk about astronauts.
Boom.
And how cool they are.
Space.
Space.
The final frontier. These are the stories of Buzz Aldrin.
Oh, I have all kinds of stories.
I can't wait.
All right, let's do it then.
Bingo.
Bango. I'm Misty.
And I'm Ike.
The next 15 minutes,
We're going to debate pop culture.
my background's in music.
My background's in film.
I know the topics beforehand.
And I don't.
We check the internet for the facts,
And ruin it with opinions.
from pop rocks in your lunchbox.
To Happy Meal toys and swatch clocks. Happy birthday. No, I'm not going to sing the whole thing. The song to Buzz.
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 So it's Buzz's birthday. Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz birthday.
Who's Buzz Aldrin, in case you don't know?
He's the first man on the moon. He was the first man in space. He created the space
You know what?
station.
Let's
Who is Buzz Aldrin?
let's confirm, okay?
Buzz.
Exactly what Buzz did.
He's an American astronaut.
I mean, he is that.
And a handsome fella at that.
He was very handsome. Absolutely. He made 3 spacewalks as a pilot. And
Okay.
he flew on Apollo 11 and the Gemini 12.
Yep.
And he was the he and mission commander Neil Armstrong were the first 2 humans to land on the moon.
But he wasn't the first one to walk in.
No, Neil was.
Neil.
So here is my little story about why I wanted to do this episode.
Okay.
Astronauts are badass MFers. Mm-hmm. So one of my favorite things that I've ever read about, Buzz Aldrin is up there in age. He's 90 now.
Yeah, he should probably be the president.
About 10 years ago, yeah, probably. I see what you did there. About 10 years ago, there are all of these conspiracies that the moon landing didn't happen.
Yep.
And a lot of people started to follow Buzz Aldrin around to his speaking engagements and harass him about this huge conspiracy
Yeah.
that he's a part of, lying that we went to the moon.
He had haters.
He had haters. Buzz Aldrin walked out of a hotel, and one of those haters who had frequently shown up in places and heckled him, started to heckle him. He walked over and punched the guy in the face.
Kazam. That's hilarious.
At the age of 80, I think.
Right.
The dude literally was just like, I went to the moon.
Boom.
That's just, to be an astronaut, you have to have some just badass fearlessness.
Yeah, because before you go to space, you're usually a test pilot for the Air Force.
You're usually a test pilot for a variety of different things. Also, there have been a lot of fighter pilots that turned into astronauts.
Yep.
And you usually take around, after you're accepted into NASA, when you start to train for a shuttle mission, you're usually in training for 2 years before you actually get to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
It only takes 2 years. It's like an associate's degree
Right?
in space.
Right?
Yeah. Did you know where the word astronaut comes from?
It means star something, right?
It's from the Greek words astronautos, which stands for star sailor.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
There used to be a band in the 90s called Star Sailor, and I loved them.
Should we get astronautos tattoos?
How about you get Astronautus and I get Star Sailor?
Okay.
I would do that.
Or I could just get Sailor Moon.
That's probably more fitting. We also did something really, Arizona did something really cool a couple months ago. Mark Kelly, who is an astronaut, was elected into Congress. He is one of 4 NASA astronauts that has been a member of Congress.
Yeah, because Neil Armstrong also did it too, didn't he?
I don't know about Neil Armstrong, but I know...
Nope, sorry, John Glenn.
Okay.
From 74 to 99, he was a U.S. Senator for Ohio.
And Jack Swigert from Apollo 13, the almost failed mission. He was one of them in the House of Representatives representing Colorado.
Yeah.
And, actually, I'm sorry. Forgive me. This is really sad. He tragically died of cancer before he could take office. Man, the guy, survives almost failed... they're shuttle broke up in space and they
Yeah.
had to fix it. And then they had to like do the re-entry and everything was bad. And he lived through that and then got elected to Congress and then passed away.
Well, at least the aliens didn't get him.
That's true. That's very true. So, all right, let's talk about cool stuff.
I have a cool stuff.
Tell me a cool stuff.
Do you know who the first African-American woman in space was?
I don't.
Dr. Mae Jemison. She was selected for the astronaut program in June 1987 and served as the Space Science Mission Specialist on STS-47 Space Lab J, September 12th, September 12th through the 20th, 1992.
So she was super smart.
Super.
Like she was fine to smart.
Seriously.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Do you know who the third person to walk on the moon was? Because the first and second happened at the same time.
Right.
Yep.
Was it the third guy that was on that mission with them? Did he get to go out at all ever?
No, because he wasn't in the thing.
Right.
So there was one guy in the capsule that orbited the moon.
Right.
The other two guys got in a thing that went down to the
But
moon.
they didn't do a trade-off so that he could walk on the moon while he was up there?
No, it's not kindergarten. That's not everybody gets a turn on space.
Why not?
Somebody had to man the thing that was going to catch
I
them
know,
back.
but why couldn't they catch back and like someone took over and let him go out there and do his run?
They touch on it in like the documentaries and the films. Like, can you imagine like being
having to
you're
know all that
Yeah.
and more.
You're selected for the mission. You're going with the two guys that are going to be the first people to walk on the moon, and you get to stay behind and be 88 miles away from them.
That sucks so much for that guy.
But-
and you know what? We don't even know his name. We know Neil Armstrong and we know Buzz Aldrin. We don't know that guy's name.
Pretty sure it was John Glenn. I have to look
All
it
right,
up.
then maybe you do know, but I don't know. I mean, I do now that you told me.
Was it 11 that landed on the moon?
That's a really good question that I don't have the answer to.
What was the? All right, first I'm going to Google the
I mean,
mission.
the only one that I ever really, really remember is 13. Because that was like so dramatic.
11 landed on the moon.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Nobody knows that third guy's name. It's Michael Collins.
Nobody knows poor Michael Collins.
Yeah, his brother had some great hits, though.
Oh, Phil.
Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum,
I wonder if he
ba-bum,
wrote
bum,
against all odds about his brother
Ooh,
being the third man to go to the moon.
that's so funny.
Ugh. How can you just walk away from me?
You're totally right. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows that guy's name.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get to go to the moon. I mean, he went to the moon. He just didn't get to walk on it.
Let's
think that
see.
sucks.
Michael Collins facts.
Poor Michael. Michael, we love you. And now we know your name.
We do. We know it. And then it's like Fight Club. We will say his name.
We will.
His name was Michael Collins.
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 His name was Michael Collins. That's going to be the promo clip for this episode.
Oh, too funny. When you look this stuff up, it's real cool too because they show you old school pictures of like I have this article up and it has a whole section on space grooming and it shows you the thing that they take a shower in.
Oh, really?
It's super cool.
I wanna
And it's
see
all
that.
like, it's got like a handheld water spout and
Yeah.
it basically is just like a big plastic tube that's got like metal around the edge that like goes down and pops back up.
It seems like you would have one that sprays the water and one that vacuums the water out. It seems like you would shower
probably,
up and then get
I'm sure that,
a drain. You know they sleep standing up?
Yeah. Well, because they're not really standing up. Gravity. Like you're,
Gravity.
I'm sure that they are strapped in while it's time to sleep. But
You know how many people have flown to the moon?
I don't.
24.
Wow.
On the 1969 Apollo 11 mission, he became, this is still on Michael Collins' Wikipedia, one of 24 people to fly to the moon, which he orbited 30 times. He was the fourth person and third American to perform a spacewalk.
So he did a lot.
He did a ton of stuff.
And nobody knows that guy's name.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
He flew the command module on Apollo 10, the second person to orbit the moon alone.
See, that's so cool. Can you imagine that? Like being out in the entirety and the vast mass of space alone.
Yeah.
I can't even like my brain can't even comprehend what that feeling
Yeah.
would be.
The stuff that he did when he came home is noteworthy alone.
What did he do when he came home?
After retiring from NASA in 1970, Collins took a job in the Department of State as Assistant Secretary of State for Public Affairs. A year later, he became the director of the National Air and Space Museum.
So that guy's just all in all, like across the board, a badass.
It doesn't end there. He held that position until 1978 when he stepped down to become the undersecretary of the Smithsonian Institute. You want to talk about smart?
Oh my God. I would give a whole lot of things in my life to have 1 hour to sit down and have coffee with that guy.
Well,
Just a whole lot.
let's see here.
That's so cool.
He's still alive. Nope. Wait.
Ruiner.
He was born. It says he's 90 years old. I don't know if he.
Who says Buzz?
His wife died in 2014. But
The sad little.
he did get to make a couple bucks though, because in 1980 he took a job as vice president of LTV Aerospace. And then in 1985, he started his own consulting firm. Along with his Apollo 11 crewmates, Collins was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1969 and the Congressional Gold Medal in 2011. So I know we started talking about Buzz because it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Buzz. But we're just singing the praises of the unsung hero.
We really are.
Michael Collins.
I've got one for you.
Sure.
As well.
The self-destruct button.
I was really trying to find a very specific one, and it's in here, and I can't find it.
Too many choices.
So many choices of noises that I could have.
If you're just listening, Misty now synced up her iPad with the pads that I have, and she can play her own stuff.
But I have so many different choices of buttons, and I was because you were talking about how he made some money, and I had a cha-ching button and wanted to use it.
Oh, cool.
But I can't find it. Do you know who the first female astronaut was?
I would love to.
Her name was Valentina Vladimirova Tereshkova. And she was born March 6th, 1937. And she was the first female astronaut in history. With a Soviet background, she was aboard the Vostok 6 on June 16th, 1973. And she marked a before and after becoming the first civilian to fly into space. She was chosen from more than 400 aspirants and completed 48 orbits around the Earth.
At 18,500 miles an hour? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you know when we're going to go as Americans going back to space?
She was kind of a fox, too.
Okay.
Foxy mama.
Foxy Star Sailor.
Foxy Star Sailor. When are we going back? Now that we're actually putting a little money back into NASA again.
On March 26th, 2019, Vice President Mike Pence announced that NASA's goal of returning humans to the moon by 2028 was just not good enough. And then he said the United States would do it by 2024.
Right on, Pence.
So
That's the first time I've ever said those words.
You know?
Like, well done, buddy.
And what a weird day to be saying it on.
Bye-bye now.
If someone had told me that on this day in history, I could get Misty Roberts to say, way to go, Pence, I would bet you all the money I've ever seen in my whole life.
That's fucking funny.
I can't believe it.
I can't either.
Write me the check.
Oh, so good.
Oh, man, that's good, dude.
That's good stuff right there.
Wow.
I think that's great. That's probably one of the biggest disappointments I've had in our government is when we canceled NASA funding.
Do you know when we canceled it?
I don't remember exactly what the year was. I just remember being very mad. I mean, that's a lot of years for me that I was very mad.
Yeah. Who owns? Oh, I can't. I don't have an answer on when we stopped. But who owns the moon?
Everybody.
The Outer Space Treaty means, therefore, that no matter whose national flags are planted on the lunar surface, no nation can own the moon. As of 2019, 109 nations are bound by the treaty, and another 23 have signed the agreement, but have yet to be officially recognized. Here's a question that I've never thought about. This is an original thought that I'm having for the first time.
Uh-oh.
How many other flags are up there?
Okay, so I can tell you something that's kind of like this.
All right.
When I went to Antarctica, because I did a whole lot of like reading and learning before I went, because they're not a whole lot of like. There's nobody I know that I could call and be like, "Tell me about your trip to Antarctica,"
Right.
like I could a lot of the other places I've been.
I have one person that I could call and say that to.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah. So I read a lot, and it's kind of the same situation. Like Antarctica is not owned or governed, like it's governed by the UN.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, like the way that you claim your space or your ground there is that wherever you landed, you plant your flag. And that's the Argentinian science base, and that's the American science base.
Yeah.
And
so if you have enough
it
money to go
doesn't-
drop a science base, you can just put it wherever you want.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you own that.
Mm-hmm.
It just simply means that that's your area.
Yeah.
Like nobody can come in and like bump your science base over
Right.
and like set up their own. They just need to go find some other place for theirs.
Yeah.
So I kind of always have felt like maybe the moon is very similar to that. Like you just pop up there and you plant your flag and you go, well, we were here. Cool. You don't own it, you know?
Yeah. I want to know how many flags are on the moon.
Well, you want to know something real cool?
There's 6.
6. Okay, Russia, America. I would assume Japan.
I was about to make a real bad Six Flags joke.
It would have been so good, though.
This won't tell me what countries have a flag on the moon. China.
Mm-hmm.
China has planted its flag on the moon more than 50 years after the U.S. first planted the Stars and Stripes there. Did China just go to the moon recently?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Huh. China becomes second nation to plant flag on the moon. I thought there were 6.
Wait,
Oh, do we put
Russia has not?
I'm not deep diving into these things.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But what if some of those flags are different U.S. flags? Like, do we plant a freshie every time we go up there?
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Huh.
Did you know that Alan Shepard played golf on the moon?
I did.
That's so cool.
Dude, China's flag on the moon is way cooler than ours.
I don't.
It's got like a post like you would put your mailbox on, and then inside the post there's like cameras and stuff, and the thing can like lower. It comes.
Oh,
in
I'm
and
sure.
out.
I mean,
It's like,
we're not talking about just like a flag that you bought at Walmart, you know?
Right.
I mean, I'm sure that they sink a large amount of money into whatever that looks like and what it's composed of.
yeah. Oh. 5 further U.S. flags were placed on the lunar surface. So it's 5 U.S. flags and 1 Chinese flag.
All right. I don't know why. I just
5 to 1
always
China. Your move.
I've just always assumed that Russia made it there since we were in the space wars with them.
I mean, I assumed it too, but
Weird.
maybe
Maybe
they're not
they
into
just
flags.
didn't. Maybe they didn't. Yeah, they ran out of flags and we're like, fresh out. Sorry.
what if they're like, Sputinov, bring the flag out here, and he's like,
Did you just yell Sputin off?
yeah, that's a throwback to my other show. Me and David Robinson did a whole episode on Sputinov vodka.
Oh my god.
But can you imagine being the guy that's like, yeah, I left it in my other spacesuit.
Wow.
Well, that's Buzz Aldrin's birthday right there, guys.
It is.
It is.
I want to end this with like the most badass of the badasses.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And it's not Buzz and it's not Neil.
All right.
Bruce McCandless.
All right. What did he do?
Bruce McCandless moved more than 100 meters away from the ship without any kind of connection to the ship. All other astronauts since then have called him reckless, foolish, everything in the world. He is out in space and there's like there's like a don't go past this.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, I'm going to tow right over that line and keep going 100 meters, not tethered to anything.
Wait, but he had the rocket pack on him.
Right.
Yeah. Like on Space Week, when those space suits that we had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 100 meters, that's quite a ways past your like.
It was like, you don't
This
have
is
enough
okay point.
You don't have enough gas to go this far. And he was like, hold my beer.
Yes.
Ah,
In space.
that's awesome.
And doing something no one else before him had ever done was just like, I don't care. I'm going to do this. I'm up here and this is my one shot to do it. And I'm just going to go do it. That is true badassery. Call it what you want. I call it just being a badass.
That's awesome. Here's to you, all of you people that have been to space.
We are not part of you, but we wish that we were.
We are among you. All right, we should do another aliens one. That would be fun.
That was a fun week.
Write us and tell us what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll do whatever you want.
It's true. We will.
We love you.
And since it's not Friday.
We'll see you tomorrow for episode 129.
Okay, bye.
Bye.